Hello, I'm Tim Manley. I graduated from Colorado State University in 1981 with a BS in Wildlife Management. In 1982, I was hired by the USFS at Libby to map grizzly bear habitat in the Whitefish Range. In 1984, I was hired by Montana FWP to trap bears in the Cabinet Mountains for the Cabinet Grizzly Bear Project. In 1988, I was hired to work for Montana FWP as the habitat biologist on the South Fork Grizzly Bear Project. In 1993, I was hired as the Grizzly Bear Management Specialist for Montana FWP Region 1. I've been in this last position since then. The area I work in is northwest Montana. It includes Flathead County and parts of Lake, Lincoln, and Missoula counties. The nearby cities are Kalispell, Whitefish, Columbia Falls, Big Fork, and Eureka. Most of the land ownership is national forest and adjoins Glacier National Park. I cover the north, middle, and south fork of the Flathead drainages, and also the Swan, Tobacco, and Stillwater drainages. The wilderness areas include the Bob Marshall, Great Bear, and Mission Mountains. Most of the conflicts occur on private land within the NCDE recovery area and adjacent lands. It varies greatly day to day. During the field season, it usually involves responding to any bear conflict calls, doing preventative work, like helping install electric fencing. It can involve trapping, drugging, handling, collaring, releasing, and monitoring grizzly bears. I help respond to any reports of dead or injured grizzly bears. Most of my time is spent dealing with landowners and the public that live or recreate in grizzly bear country. I also give lots of presentations to various groups. In the winter months, I summarize data, write reports, attend meetings, and try to take time off. I get to work outdoors a lot and with people and bears. Every day is something different. It is challenging to work with people that don't want to clean up or secure attractants that are attracting bears. A few examples of bear management challenges in the region include responding to calls about grizzly bears killing chickens and landowners not wanting to protect their chickens by installing electric fencing. Fruit trees that are attracting grizzly bears into yards, and people not willing to harvest the fruit which causes bears to come in next to their homes. Having to free-range dart a grizzly bear in town, like Whitefish, and having to remove a bear or bears from the population because they have caused repeated conflicts. The majority stakeholders in the region are primarily private landowners that live in or adjacent to grizzly bear habitats. Also, recreationists and personnel from other agencies. I hope that students can come up with effective ideas and programs that will help educate and inform private landowners about the benefits of removing and protecting attractants so grizzly bears don't come into conflict with humans. In 2010, we captured a 2-year-old female grizzly bear on the west side of Flathead Lake near Lakeside. The report was a black bear killing chickens. We collared the female grizzly and released her west of Flathead Lake. She stayed near the release site until the huckleberries dropped off. Then, over the course of 6 days, she swam out to Wild Horse Island in Flathead Lake, then south to Kings Point. After a few days in that area, she swam east out to Bird Island. She stayed overnight on Bird Island and then swam to the east shore of Flathead Lake. She eventually ended up above the town of Swan Lake and denned there. The next spring, she came out of her den and eventually dropped her radio collar south of the community.